Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. Hi, Randall College Primary. Happy Stampede Day 2020. Today, Ismail and I are here to talk to Miss Wendy Tynan, who is one of the directors of the Calgary Stampede.
As we all know, the Calgary Stampede was canceled this year due to the COVID-19 outbreak. And although we are all sad, we know it was for the best. So we are going to continue to celebrate by having a great Stampede Day with a lot of exciting activities. And we even get a chance to talk to Miss Wendy Tynan.
Wendy Tynan is one of the directors of the Calgary Stampede. Please join us in welcoming her to the Rundle Stampede Day.
Guys, thanks for having me.
We have some questions that we're going to be asking Miss Wendy Tynan all about the Calgary Stampede. And then there will be a Google form for you to fill out for house points. So listen carefully.
What do you do at the Stampede?
So I'm a volunteer at the Stampede, and there's 2,500 of us that help to make the Stampede happen. So my part as part of the board of directors is I work on a lot of the plans for both Stampede and then for our future, but a volunteer like everyone else.
Thank you. What is one of the biggest challenges you faced during Stampede?
Wow. Do you know what one of the biggest challenges is? Is getting everything fit into a day. So we start every morning with at pancake breakfasts, and we end every night at the fireworks at the grandstand show. And so it's during the day that we're out and getting to meet Calgarians and spending time in the barns and at the rodeo, spend lots of time in the Elbow River camp with our First Nations friends, checking out the art at Western Art, and then heading over to the chuck wagon races and the grandstand show. So it's a pretty good problem to have if that's the biggest challenge, is trying to fit in all the great things that are happening.
Yes.
Thank you. How many animals are at the Stampede, and what kinds are there?
Oh, awesome question, Sienna. So we have every year during Stampede about 7,500 animals on Stampede Park. So there are a ton of horses, but as well, there's cows and sheep and rabbits and pigs. And there's often even a llama. His name is Manny the llama, but there's a lot of horses.
Wow.
Thank you. When was the Calgary Stampede started, and has it ever been canceled before?
So the Stampede was started in 1912 by a man named Guy Wiedeck. And so this would have been our 108th Calgary Stampede in 2020. But sadly, this is the very first time we've ever had to cancel it. So that part wasn't great, but we're really excited for our 109th Stampede next year in 2021.
Us too.
Yeah.
Us too. Sienna? Who owns the Calgary Stampede, and do you know them?
Oh, well, this is kind of an interesting question. Thanks, guys. These are really great questions. So remember how I said that there was 2,500 volunteers with the Stampede? Well, it's the volunteers that own the Stampede. So some of us are shareholders. So I guess technically I own part of the Stampede, which is pretty crazy. But honestly, I think that Stampede belongs to all Calgarians. So I think that we're all owners of the Stampede.
Thank you. What is the craziest food at the Stampede?
Oh my goodness, Ismail. There are so many crazy things every year, and I don't know how they come up with these crazy ideas. So last year, I can tell you two of the craziest things that I had. So I had dill pickle ice cream and a grilled cheese sandwich that had crickets in it. But that was only because somebody made me try it.
Miss Wendy Tynan, I can't imagine you eating a cricket sandwich.
I know, it was not delicious.
I'm not impressed.
But you know what most people have when they come to the Stampede? The mini donuts. And so every
Always
year,
the best part of it.
yeah, every year there's about 2 million donuts that are served at the Calgary Stampede. That's how much people love the mini donuts.
Oh my goodness. Sienna, did you have another question?
For our last question in total, how many people go to the Stampede?
Oh, so last year we had 1,300,000 people come to the Calgary Stampede, which is why we can't have the Stampede this year. But yeah, it's really great to have so many people travel from all over the world to get to come and celebrate with Calgarians. So we're always so happy to have everybody there, and kids and families and grandma and grandpas and lots of friends come down. So it's a really, really great time. And next year, I know that we're going to be able to put on a really fantastic Stampede for all of our visitors.
I can't wait for that, Miss Tynan.
I know, me too.
One other question here. How can kids be a part of the Stampede?
Oh, there's lots of kids involved in Stampede. So there's some of them are working in the barns with their families as they're showing all of the animals. There's some children who are in the Elbow River Camp, which is where our First Nations partners are sharing their culture. And so they're a part of all of that. There's some kids who are in the Young Canadians. And so they're singing and dancing every night in the grandstand show. There's always lots of kids. And some kids are just at Stampede to go on the rides and come to the rodeo with their family. So we love it when there's lots of kids there. And I hope that both of you and all of the kids from Rundle will be able to join us next year.
I have one last question.
Okay.
How do the Cowboys get to be in the rodeo?
Oh, so they get invited by the Calgary Stampede. So the Stampede is such a very special rodeo to the Cowboys that we look all across the world and we choose the very best Cowboys in each of the events. And then they get asked if they want to come and compete here. And did you know that if they win $100,000? So it's a pretty big deal to get an invitation to come here.
Miss Tynan, is it too late for me to learn how to be in the rodeo?
Well, Mrs. Mary, you could, how's your barrel racing?
Oh, I'm excellent.
Excellent. There's no roping in barrel racing. just riding.
Okay, well, Wendy, thank you so much for joining us for this interview. It's been really great having you.
Thanks everyone for joining us for this interview. We hope you learned a lot about the Calgary Stampede.
And thank you guys so much for having me and for sharing the Calgary Stampede with your school. You know, we say the CS for Calgary Stampede. It also stands for community spirit. So thank you guys for being a part of the community. Can I tell you guys a joke?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Yeah.
Yeah, who?
Try it again.
Let's do our Yahoo, everybody. Okay, Rundle College Primary. Yeah!
Yeah!
Awesome. Thanks, guys.